All right, guys, let me level with you. And you know Uncle Chael only tells the truth. I enjoy some trash talk, but I got no dirt on Brunt. My personal favorites are the Marin and the Omen. And guys, these things are comfortable right out of the box. I'm talking zero break-in, none. And if you got a hardworking guy in your life, a construction guy, a mechanic, a rancher, a weekend warrior, or just a tough dude who likes standing tall, Brunt boots and their whole lineup of killer workwear make perfect gifts. Durable, dependable, and they're actually comfortable. Plus, they're dropping limited edition styles all month long. I'm telling you right now, these are gonna sell out. I don't want you saying I didn't warn you. Built to perform, built to last, and guess what? If they're not right for you, Brunt will stand behind it. You can send them back, no risk. With temperatures dropping and the holidays coming up, treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. You can skip the junk gifts. Get Brunt workwear. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order. Just use the code CHAEL at checkout. I want you to go to bruntworkwear.com. Use code CHAEL. Order today, and when they ask, let them know you heard about it right here on the show. Whew. I think Francis is out of options. I think that, okay, here's the article. This was put out by PFL. We're trying to work on something special for him, referring to Francis. We need to wait and see if Nemkov wins. We're trying to work on something special for Francis. So I read that thing 4 times, and I'm left to conclude that means Francis versus Nemkov. Caveat, Nemkov, who's scheduled with Ferreira, has to win. Not just winner of that match, because Ferreira has already fought with Francis, just to bring that full circle for you. So something very special is in the works for Francis, and that special thing is that he would be facing Nemkov as long as Nemkov beats Ferreira. Do I have it right? And I told you guys, I read this thing 4 times. The reason I had to keep reading it is I was looking for the special part. It would seem as though you could make Nemkov Francis today. It would seem as though one phone call to Ferreira, we're not using you that date, and another phone call to Nemkov, you're now fighting Francis that date, which is possible for something that's very big. And largely the same opponents, right? If you're telling Nemkov, hey, we got a great big monster that's good at everything, named Francis, or hey, that same great big monster that's good at everything, but his parents named him Ferreira, like, you're kind of talking about the same thing. I know Nemkov personally. He's not going to care. Do you care? Do you, the audience, care? Is that something big? Is that something special? Big and special, I expect to be different. You know, I would expect, arrogantly so, spoiled kid, but on my birthday that I was going to get a cake. That was an expectation in my house. My mom always let us have a cake. And if my birthday came around and I got a cake, but it was just a cake. Maybe she didn't put candles on it, or it wasn't even my favorite flavor. You know the day that would have been special to get a cake? Because it was expected on the birthday. A special day would have been a day that wasn't my birthday. At which point I can just tell you, growing up, after dinner, we never had. There was never a time outside of the expected birthday cake on said birthday where a birthday cake was served. It tasted just as good. I'd have really been excited to see it on a different day. So what would be special about Francis fighting in a cage in an industry that he's signed to that puts on fights inside of cages? What would be special and exciting about Francis fighting Nemkov, a fellow heavyweight in a fellow promotion? Could it be title? I believe whoever comes out of Nemkov Ferreira is the champion. So is the special and the surprise an opportunity for the PFL championship? That'd be kind of cool. Maybe that's what it is. But what if it goes the other way? I mean, is the whole thing contingent on Nemkov winning? If Nemkov lost, the fight works the same against Francis. Right, like this isn't some massive fight to start with, but for what it is, Nemkov versus Francis works if Nemkov's coming off of a loss. Standing up and dusting Francis off after getting knocked down 3 times and ultimately out by Joshua is a little bit of a harder task, a little bit tougher story to tell. If you wanted to put Nemkov against Francis, and you could do the old school, the face-off, and Francis is in the front row, and maybe he gets in the ring, and they look at each other, and Francis towers over him, and we get that ooh feel in the background. We fade to black, we roll the credits. Maybe one of them touches the other one. That'd be a real treat for fight fans. But you're still talking about having Nemkov fight Francis. 2 guys you've had under contract in the same division that the hardest core of fans have asked for and have asked about ever since Nemkov left 205 and moved into the heavyweight division. I like the fight. I'm into the fight. I hope that we get that fight. But that fight was called special. So I feel that I'm missing something. What part of what I just described to you feels special?